Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I've been bad as of late. I should be getting a Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi repeater box done, and I worked on it a little bit, but I didn't get it done, so I don't have a lot to really show for it right now. There aren't really any good excuses. I couldn't really talk about it before, but I'd been looking for a new job, and I actually got the job, so that's great. But really haven't committed as much time as I should have to the channel, so that's okay. We're just gonna do a little bit of a garden update in lieu of Wi-Fi progress. So here we go. There's a cat. So we've got tons and tons and tons of kale. I think next year I'm going to do a little bit less kale because we have a lot. We also have a lot of lettuce, and I think next year I need to find multiple varieties of lettuce because, I mean, lettuce is great, but it'd be cool if we had different varieties. So we've got some beans coming up here right next to the lettuce. Let's see if I can get you in there. So right here and here we have pancake. These, I'm not sure if these are the fava beans, these guys, but they are really struggling, whereas the other beans, these guys are not struggling quite so much. So I don't know why they're struggling so much, but we've got about half of our beans coming up, and about half of them completely failed. Different varieties, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Cat. The peas are coming up nicely, although I would have expected them to be a little bit further along than they are, but they're starting to climb, so that's a good sign anyway. The trellis I had initially put in, we decided was not going to work, so we put in this net instead and a couple new posts in the center. Spinach is growing, although I had this whole bit here planted with spinach. And most of it didn't come up. We got a few plants, so that's good, but a lot of it decided not to come up. I don't know why. The radishes are all doing their thing. I would have expected them to be a little bit faster growing, but they are taking their time. Right here we have the beets, which are also taking their time, but hey. Oh, I don't know if I've ever shown this, but I was thinking about making a video about these raised beds, but then I decided that I wasn't going to release it. I have a bunch of recording footage of it, but yeah, I just made these little hoops for this bed that open up. These work great for crops that are shorter. In this bed I had to do something a little bit different because I wanted to have a trellis running down the center, and I didn't want to try and create a hoop that was that tall. We've got our carrots, which are starting to really pick up speed, and then our chives, which have really been struggling. I don't know what our chives are doing, but they're not doing very well. And then we planted a bunch of stuff that I hadn't initially planned on planting. So we've got 4 cucumbers here, 2 where those pink flags are, and then 2 that are starts. And then we also planted this whole thing. We've got 2 tomato plants in there, and we've got a zucchini here, and then we had a bean here, but the deer found their way into our little fenced area, so they kind of ate that. Another cucumber, and then 3 more cucumbers. So we're gonna have a lot of cucumbers, hopefully. That'll be pretty cool. If they all make it, that's good. What else? We've got a lot of... These are all potatoes. We've got a lot of potatoes. We've got another potato patch over here. None of this stuff is automated. I would really love to start automating this stuff, but I'm kind of being held up by the weather station. And I mean, it's not like if I was to switch to automating things like watering and all of that, it's not like it would immediately happen, because I'd be running into a lot of the same dilemmas I'm running into now. So here we have a bunch of strawberries, which I also hadn't planned on cultivating this year, but I wound up with them. Got some runners in there. Been learning how to propagate and take care of strawberries, so that's been cool. We've got a couple pepper plants here, which are really not growing very fast, and I think it might be because of the cooler weather. It could also be... what is this? It could also be transplant shock, although they've been in there for a while, so I don't know. They haven't died yet, but they aren't growing super fast. And then in here, I planted some nasturtiums. And in here I planted some more nasturtiums. And here we have catnip. Maybe this will get the kitty cat off of my back. Come on. Here. Come here. Eat this. Is that good? Do you like that? Yeah, is that good? So I'm trying to cultivate some catnip for obvious reasons. I planted like 4. We took one thing from like a pet store, so I have no idea what variety this is. But we took one box from a plant store and I split it into 4 and put it in 4 pots. And this is the only one to have survived, so, and it appears to be growing, so that's good. I might be able to, if I'm lucky, transplant that. A couple more potatoes right here, and some more nasturtiums. So that's a quick update. I'm actually going to, I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, but probably I need to write a blog post with a little more detail on the takeaways from my first year gardening in the spring, and really kind of create that as a record for my future self to look back on and really kind of crystallize the information and the things I've learned this year. So that's kind of where we stand. I'm going to continue to work on the Raspberry Pi weather station, which I'm probably going to put in this corner of the deck. Maybe have like a solar panel here. I don't know. I have to try and convince my dad to let me drill some holes in his nice deck. I feel like that's going to be a monumental task in and of itself. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. If you're interested in following the channel, subscribe. Leave a like and comment if you have questions. Yeah. And I'll see you next time.